Developing on Capitol Hill here this morning, Congress is one step closer to ending this partial government shutdown.
But the real test will come this morning. Ron has the details from the control room. Hi, Ron.
All right, you guys. Yeah, we are going to be watching closely as it continues to unfold in Washington. Republican leadership is set to try to hold a procedural vote in a few hours' time to determine whether or not they've got the numbers to get this thing over the finish line. They can only afford to lose a vote. If no Democrats support it, the measure would end the partial government shutdown that began on Saturday, funding most of the federal government through September 30th. It would also provide funding for Homeland Security, but only for a couple of weeks. Democrats now demanding that funding be limited so they can force changes to ICE policies. Some Republicans in the House, though, are pushing back on the funding bill that was hammered out between the president and the Senate.
ICE and the Department of Homeland Security need to dramatically change. And absent that, then a full-year appropriations bill is in deep trouble.
And I don't think we need to be playing games with government funding. We still have winter storms. We got FEMA and TSA and troop pay and everything else wrapped into this.
So one change we already know is coming to ICE enforcement. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, who is literally on her way to Arizona now as we speak, says that all Homeland Security officers will be issued body cams. She says the program is being expanded nationwide as funding becomes available. In 2022, President Joe Biden issued an executive order that federal officers wear body cams, but President Trump did rescind that after starting his second term. So from what we see, the vote is to pass this funding bill. It is going to be close. The numbers in the House right now are 218 to 214, right? So there's only 4 votes separating Republicans and Democrats. So again, House Speaker Mike Johnson is actively talking to whether or not there might be any holdouts, you guys. The president's now putting the pressure on people in his own party in the House saying, look, pass this bill. We got to keep the government open. I do believe the vast majority of people don't want to see a shutdown like we did last time, one that extended 40-plus days. So we'll see whether it did get done in the Senate. Will the House hold out, or will it pass it as well?
Maybe they should not receive pay. You know, they should lose pay.
Celeste.
Like a lot of these other people.
Yeah, they don't get the job done. If somebody doesn't show up to work, they don't get paid.
That's
Makes
true.
sense to me.
Thank you, Ron.
Sure.